So this is problem number 4. It's a radical equation. It's got variables inside the radical. This case, it also has a variable outside. And in order to solve it, well, first we isolate the radical. So that means leave the square root by itself, get rid of the 3, subtract 3 on both sides. That we will get x minus 3 equals the square root of x minus 3. Interesting. So now, we get rid of the radical by raising it to the appropriate power. In this case, we're going to square it. We square this side, and we square the entire side. Okay. On this side, this is a binomial square. We will get x minus 3 times x minus 3, which is x squared minus 6x plus 9. Remember to put the two parentheses and multiply out. This is what you get. Over here, we get x minus 3 because the square cancels the root. So we now have a quadratic equation. In order to solve a quadratic equation, we make one side 0. So we subtract x and add 3. And we subtract x and add 3. We get then x squared minus 7x plus 12 equals 0. Now we solve this by factoring or using quadratic formula. In this case, we'll factor two numbers whose product is 12 and sum is negative 7. That is, the numbers are negative 4 and negative 3, so x minus 4 times x minus 3 equals 0. The solution to this equation, from here, we get 4. From here, we get 3. We need to check in the original equation. Let's see. 4, does it equal 3 plus the square root of 4 minus 3? Well, 4 minus 3 is 1. The square root of 1 is 1. 3 plus 1 is 4. So yes. How about 3? 3, does it equal 3 plus the square root of 3 minus 3? Well, the square root of 3 minus 3 is 0. Plus 3 is 3. Okay, so in this case, both solutions work. The solution is the numbers 4 and 3. Okay? Let's see another one. Number 5. From there, it's 10 cube root of x plus 12 is 30. Okay, we isolate the radical. That is the cube root of x plus 12. So get rid of the 10 by dividing. Divided by 10, divided by 10. Now we have the cube root of x plus 12, and that's 3. Okay, now we eliminate the radical by raising it to the appropriate power. The appropriate power in this case is the cube, the third power. Raise it to the third. So the cube cancels the cube root. We have x plus 12 equals 27. Now it becomes really easy. Minus 12, minus 12. And we have that x is 15. Checking. 2 times the cube root of 15 plus 12, does it equal 30? Okay, 15 plus 12 is 27. 10 times the cube root of 27 is 10 times the cube root of 27 is 3. It is 30. So the solution is 15. Let's do number 6. Okay, so we have that number 6 is 1 equals the square root of 15x plus 4 minus 2x. Okay, another square root problem. So now we're going to isolate the radical by getting rid of the 2x. Easy, 2x, add 2x. on both sides. So on this side we get 2x plus 1 equals the square root of 15x plus 4. We raise it. In this case we square it. Square this side and square the entire side. So here, well, here we get the first one squared, that is 4x squared. And you can do this by foiling. Then the first term times the second term times 2, so that's 4x. And 1 squared, which is 1. And here the square cancels the root, so we have 15x plus 4. Okay, it's a quadratic equation again. So we make one side 0 by, I'll subtract 15x and subtract 4, subtract 15x and subtract 4, and we get 4x squared minus 11x minus 3 equals 0, which is a quadratic equation that we can solve by factoring or using the quadratic formula. I'll factor. Because this is not a 1, it doesn't have a common factor, I'll multiply 4 times negative 3. That is negative 12. So I look for two numbers whose product is negative 12 and sum is negative 11. They happen to be 1 and negative 12. So I rewrite this as using these two numbers instead of negative 11x. 4x squared plus x minus 12x minus 3 equals 0 in this case. And I group them by pairs. What do these two have in common? Well, the x. That is x times 4x plus 1. Minus, what do these two have in common? They have a 3. So negative 12x divided by negative 3 is 4x. And negative 3 divided by negative 3 is positive 1. And that equals 0. So both x and negative 3 are multiplying 4x plus 1. So x minus 3 multiplies 4x plus 1. And that equals 0. So I'm going to continue over here. That means that either x minus 3 is 0, so x is 3, or 4x plus 1 is 0, so 4x is negative 1 and x is negative 1/4. I need to need to check both answers. The 3, let's see, 1 equals, does it equal really? 15 times 3 plus 4 minus 2 times 3. Okay, let's see. Does it equal? 15 times 3 is 45 plus 4 is 49. Square root of 49 minus 6. That is 7 minus 6. So it does work. And the other one is negative 1/4. So does it 1 equal square root of 15 times negative 1/4 plus 4 minus 2 times negative 1/4. Let's see. 15 times negative 1/4 is negative 3.75 plus 4 is 0.25. And negative is positive. So 2 times 1/4 is 1/2 plus 0.5. The square root of 0.25 of, well, this is 1/4. The square root of 1/4 is 1/2. So this is 0.5 plus 0.5. So it does indeed equal 1. So we do have the two solutions that work, and they are 3 and negative 1/4. Sometimes only one of the two will work, sometimes neither will work. Okay.